Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Blue Sports Report with you guys, as well as you ladies. You know that this literally does not work. Finished cleaning up. My gang is all gone, and before I get into the game balls, I've had a lot of you guys that are interested because we can relax right now. We can relax and going into Sunday. We can watch Washington taking on the Raiders. We can watch the Eagles taking on the Jets and everything else. We can be cool. I forgot who the Giants. I can't remember who the Giants play. Anyway, we can be cool because we can kick back, relax, and watch the other teams have to fight it out, and we can just kind of enjoy ourselves, knowing that our team will get a rest. On here before we get ready for FedEx Field against the Washington football team, where we will be tailgating. I've said this several times here, but here's the deal. Basically, 12 hours from now, I got to talk to the guy over at FedEx Field where we're going to be getting tickets. They had 23 seats all in the same section 339 club level. It's on the 10-yard line that we can get, but they do have other ones as well if it ends up being more than that. The deal is $199, which is a steal. No fees or anything else on there. If you try and get seats in that section right now on StubHub and stuff, they're about $500. If you want to tailgate with Joe Blue Sports Report, if you want to go to the game, email me tonight, and I'll get back to you first thing in the morning. Or if you go to my homepage at the top, there's actually a little PayPal link. If you go to the PayPal and you end up doing the $199 put on there in the notes, email, I want a ticket for the game. I will purchase the tickets tomorrow for the game for you. Okay, so do that if you want to. Because, like I said, I told the guy tomorrow I'll have a number and pay for the tickets then and so on. And the parking passes are $50, and we're going to be in the red zone lot. If you don't want to go to the game, but you do want to hang out, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a 65-inch TV that's going to be out there, so you'll be able to watch the game. I have like 4 of the canopies that, in case it happens to be too sunny, but 4 of the canopies. I've got these propane heaters. I've got 3 of them, so if it's cold, we'll have some heat out there. My man Jet D is going to be cooking some brisket. I'm going to have pulled pork, and since we are undefeated when we have the big subs, I think we're going to do a couple of big subs that are pulled pork. Just some big pulled pork subs. So that way we stay undefeated. We'll have hamburgers, we'll have everything. It's just you provide your own alcohol. Not buying alcohol for people, that's on you. Bring your own shit. So 12 o'clock tomorrow. I'll remind you in the morning. So, New Orleans. I have been to New Orleans for a Dallas Cowboys New Orleans game, and New Orleans is a tough place to play. It is very loud. And the thing I want you to keep in mind is, especially a team that's having a bad season, you can change the narrative on your season if you just get a win. Beat the Cowboys, and that will make your season. You literally get the Dallas Cowboys, they get other teams' best shot. Because they look and say, if we beat them, we'll be the toast of the town. We'll be on all the shows. This is the game that matters. And for the Cowboys, you know, there were some things on the offense that just did not look right. Dak, I'll be honest with you, I think that calf is still really bad because he does not seem like he can really move in the pocket. I'm concerned about that. The offensive line is still struggling. I think that's a problem of every week being a different lineup. I think that's more than anything else. Every week we have different people. There's no consistency in there. I think every week we've had a different starting offensive line week in and week out for the last 5 or 6 weeks. And it's hard to consistently when that happens. The running game was struggling till Tony Pollard got the big run. And I have some questions about Kellen Moore. If you're asking me stock up or stock down, I have to say the stock needs to be down some on Kellen Moore. When it seemed like he had the Midas touch early in the season and could do no wrong, now sometimes you start wondering, are they being too cute? And the second to the last time we had the football, it was like deja vu to some of the games we had Jason Garrett. When you have a 10-point lead and there's like 5 or 6 minutes left in the game, you want to run the football and run out the clock. Even if you do not, because I remember the Matt Flynn game with Green Bay Packers, because we kept throwing the football and having incompletions or guys getting out of bounds. If you throw the football and it's incomplete, you only burn about 6 or 7 seconds. If you throw the football and the guy goes out of bounds, you burn about 6 or 7 seconds. If you run the ball and stay in bounds, you can reel off about 45 seconds. So there was about 6 minutes left in the game. First play, you pick up 5 yards running football. Great job. Then you threw, which almost was picked off, the pass, but you only took off about 6 or 7 seconds. You threw again on third down, and then complete pass. So you took off 12 seconds when you could have taken off, about a minute and a half. And those are the kind of things that come back to bite you in the ass. You need to understand, listen, let's run the football, we'll burn some clock. Even if we don't make the first down because you didn't passing it, it's okay because you took time off the clock. Live to fight another day. That's all I'm saying on that. But you got to look and say, I'm not sure I'm ready to have Kellen Moore as the head coach. Now, on the other side of the ball, Dan Quinn, who's usually up in the booth calling the defense, was down on the field taking over head coaching duty. You have to look at the Dallas Cowboys defense. Last week maybe was more of the exception than the rule. I think penalties ended up being a big problem. I think the injuries were catching up to them. And it was just one of those bad games on a short week. This week, we gave up a lot of runs to Tyson Hill, running, but passing-wise, not that he's a good passer, this defense are ball hawks. This defense is take the ball away, and they are aggressive. And that's where you have to give Dan Quinn the game ball. If you want to talk about stock up and stock down, Dan Quinn's stock is definitely up, way up from what he is doing on the field with this team. When Micah Parsons says he's like, it's like hanging with a friend or a big brother and stuff, that he is developing relationships that are making these guys ready to go through a brick wall for him. You saw the defense giving up some plays and things, but then making the takeaways. More than anything else, takeaways are game changers. I had some troll in here saying, well, you got outplayed. It was just the takeaways that won the game for you. Yeah. Well, guess what? We outplayed them by getting the football. That's the name of the game. Takeaways. Almost every team out there, if they get more takeaways than the other team, usually wins. So I hate this whole narrative that, it was just because you took the football away. Okay. Well, it could have been just because you ran the ball better, or it could be because you passed the ball better. If you're doing something better than the other team that gets you a victory, then you outplayed the other team. It's funny because we have people saying, Dak's not it, he's not the one. Let's get Russell Wilson. But when Russell Wilson was winning the Super Bowl, they had the number one defense, scoring, yardage, and taking the football away. Russell Wilson didn't have to get, 400-yard passing games and 3 touchdowns. He had a beast mode to run the football. But people still think, if we get Russell Wilson, we're going to the Super Bowl. Well, because he does that every year. Okay. So Dan Quinn gets my first football because he has been the driver and the change for the Dallas Cowboys. And on a night where your offense had some issues, and I think that's just because Amari still is having effects from his COVID, and CeeDee Lamb just got back from his concussion. You just had another change on your offensive line, as well as having Zeke Elliott, who is definitely limping noticeably. Your defense came through for you, and especially the rookie defensive player of the month, in Micah Parsons, who now has a 10th sack on the season. 10th sack on the season. It's unbelievable what he's doing. And the amount of pressures, I know he has at least 5 pressures on the night. He has put more pressures on anybody else. The thing that actually has me concerned is because you're getting DeMarcus Lawrence back and Randy Gregory and all these defensive linemen, that will probably pay him more at the Mike linebacker role. But I'm not sure that that's where I really want to see him, because the way he puts pressure on the quarterback, the way he makes game-changing plays, it's unbelievable. And you want him to be able to make those game-changing plays. He's not able to make him quite as good as a middle linebacker, as impactful. He's good. Because you saw him in coverage in there, breaking a play up, a pass defense. It's not that often that you see a guy who's getting that many pressures, getting a sack, also getting a pass defense. And that pass defense led to one of the takeaways. So Micah Parsons, of course, gets a game ball. I'm going to actually give one to DeMarcus Lawrence, who came really close to actually having a strip sack. For a guy who has not played since week 1, he actually showed you some of the moves and stuff that got him to be a guy who's getting a boatload of money. And if he can continue to get, his win back and continue to make plays like that, this defense can really start to turn things up as the season goes on. When we go against teams like Washington and Philadelphia and the Giants, you're going to see the numbers go through the roof for this team, and it will get them some seasoning to get them ready for the playoffs. We're going to actually get a lot more reinforcements next week, and you're seeing the impact of having that one right there. So D-Law, for coming back, it's not a whole lot of numbers there for tackles and things like that, but you still made your presence felt because you helped the other guys on the line. Diggs, who's been quiet the last couple of weeks, got himself another takeaway. Danny, give me the ball. Get me the ball. 9 interceptions. For those who are out there saying that we should have gotten Richard Sherman's most interceptions in the season, he did twice at 8. Diggs still has 5 more games to go and has 9. Having one hell of a season. He's gotten burned on a couple plays, but definitely a stud out there. He gets a game ball. Carlos Watkins. Holy moly. Can a big fat guy get some love? Carlos Watkins, who didn't just bat the football down. No, he caught it and took it to the house for a touchdown. Carlos Watkins, big fat guy with an interception. Curse. We got to re-sign this guy for next year. Jaron Curse. When the Cowboys signed him, most of y'all are like, who's this guy? Another bum. Why are we signing this guy? We need to go out and get somebody like, Jamal Adams and stuff. But you know what? Curse. That's my guy right there. He's actually stepped up and played extremely well, especially since we've had other problems with safeties, with Donovan Wilson saying healthy. Remember how we used to always talk about how bad the safety play was, and Xavier Woods literally being like a lead blocker and stuff and out of position and talking about nobody gives 100% every play? Yeah, well, those days are gone because of guys like Jaron Curse. And who else got an interception? Somebody else got an interception. I can't remember who else. There were so many damn interceptions, I can't remember. But whoever got the other one, you get a game ball. But I'm going to say the whole defense, which has now become a take the ball away attacking defense. Yes, we're going to make some bad plays. Yes, other teams are going to move the ball from time to time. They will bend a whole lot, but they're going to be aggressive and they're going to get the football. And like I've said, a takeaway can be as much as a 14-point swing and a game changer and a momentum starter. So that's what I got here. It was a good night to be a Dallas Cowboy fan. They're 8-4. I think it's safe to say that 2 more wins, they've got the division, and will definitely earn their playoff spot. And now it's a matter of trying to hone and get this team focused to try and actually make some moves once they do get into the playoffs. With that being said, it's about 1 o'clock right now. I got to get up. I got to deal with all you guys with the tickets and everything else. I got the racks and things to do. And yeah, let me say from the bottom of my heart, thank you everybody for what you guys do. It's a lot of work what I do on this end, but it's so rewarding because of all the great fans out there and the relationships that I've built because of it. And with that being said, I'm going to turn out these lights. This party is over, and God willing, I'll talk to you tomorrow.